What's up?
Yo, what's happening?
I was at yoga, bro. That's why I was a bit late.
Oh, no worries, man.
Sorry about that. Okay, let me just do the intro quick. Hello and welcome to Bleed. This is the show about advertising and more. This is actually Bleed Extra. Let me do that again. Hello and welcome to Bleed Extra. This is the show. It's an extra show based on the Bleed Extra. Fuck, let me start.
This is terrible. I'm gonna close the door.
Okay, close the door. Third time lucky.
Yeah, let's hope so, man.
Next time you do the intro, bro. Fine.
Okay, I'll do it. Are you ready? You ready? Welcome to Bleed Extra. It's an extra show about an extraordinary topic, which is advertising. But like our regular show, it's about advertising, but unlike our regular show, it's just Ryan and I talking over a Zoom call, being extra. So hence the term Bleed Extra. Welcome.
Cool. But who are you?
I'm Jacque Moodley. I'm senior art director at a local Johannesburg-based agency. Part-time music producer, part-time rapper, sort of, very part-time. In fact, I'm unemployed as a rapper. And then who are you?
Well, let's go through your credentials first. Do you have any awards to speak of, or I don't know, diplomas or degrees?
I have a diploma from the AAA School of Advertising, which when at the time they only offered diplomas, I was like, this will be fine. And now I'm seeing that maybe getting a degree would have been a better option, but oh well, in case I wanted to move out of advertising, like into a real job. But for now, my diploma is okay. And if I need to get a degree at a later point, I will. But for now, advertising is weird like it. You don't really need a piece of paper. You just need some certificates.
And a sketch pad.
And a sketch pad and a portfolio. You just need a portfolio. You are what you make, right? That's the thing about advertising. Like, you could also not have studied advertising and killing it. Like, I know a lot of people who quit in the middle and are like amazing art directors awarded and whatever. So it kind of doesn't matter. Sorry, AAA.
Yeah.
Anyways, and that's it. And then awards and stuff. Yeah, I got some lorries and shit, but nothing really impressive to speak of. Yourself? Tell me who you are.
You need to tell me who I am. You need to introduce me.
You
I'm
are
based on the show.
Ryan Whyte, playboy by day, art director by night. Sometimes graphic designer, sometimes he does all right. Hey.
Hey. Also
in the AAA School of Advertising. He also has a diploma, I assume. He also drank at Old Parks with the rest of us.
Yeah.
He also does freelance graphic design. So if you're looking for an incredible freelance graphic designer, whiteryan@gmail.com is how you reach him. All sorts of plugs in the beginning of the show. This is basically an episode just to tell you that we're available for freelance work because some of us are buying houses and shit and we need money.
Basically.
So holla at us. Holla at us if you need to advertise stuff. Not only do we talk about advertising, but we also do it.
We do our own advertising.
So we do advertise. So if you need shit, holla at your boys. Anything else I missed out about you, accolades wise?
Accolades. So our podcast actually won an award for best podcast about advertising and more.
I don't know if that's accurate because I've seen a few podcasts about advertising. This might be the award for the best South African Johannesburg-based advertising with two somewhat Asian people.
No. So you see, the category is podcast based on advertising and more. See.
Oh, and more.
And more. So, yeah,
wow.
So we've won that, and it's our own award. So it's as voted by you and I. So I assume you're going to vote best. So there you go. We won that award. I just thought I'd break the news to you.
Awesome. Congratulations. Can I do a pip, 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 pip? Let me see if I can find a pip, pip. I actually downloaded an air horn yesterday, funny enough. Can I just play it for us? So
yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So when we cut this together, just put the pip, 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 pip just after I do this. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, announce our award.
So we've won the award for best podcast that's based on advertising and more. As voted by Jacque Moodley and Ryan Whyte. So there were 2 votes, and I'm just
Yeah.
going to leave it anonymous. So you voted, I voted, and there's only one category, and it's award that we created. So
And we won.
Yeah, we won.
Awesome.
There were no other entries, so but that's irrelevant.
Almost racist, they say.
Yeah. So what I thought we would do today is just carry on with our advertising 101, right? So you'll remember we did the history of advertising, which was, I think, yeah, we went very deep. We left no stone unturned, and
Any stone unturned, bro?
yeah, we didn't leave any stone unturned. But yeah, and then in the second episode we did our fantasy agency. What would the ideal agency be? And then I thought we received a few emails saying that, no, we didn't. But it sounds better if I say we received a few. About people complaining that they don't understand what the terms are. So if we mention DTP or strat planner, people don't know what that is. So I thought we would do a continuation of our 101 series, and we would go into certain definitions, right?
Okay.
And yeah, without any further ado, should we do this?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Can we have the jingles? Advertising 101, definitions and terminology. Bam, go.
Advertising 101, definitions and terminology with Ryan Whyte and Jacque Moodley.
Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to bang out some definitions, and you obviously haven't received the list that I'm going to read, so, and you haven't prepped for this. So, and when I was researching the terms, I didn't look at the definition, so I'm also going to take a stab at trying to decipher what these things are, because some of them I don't know.
Satirical definitions, or we literally
No. I mean, it's no. This. I mean, all the podcasts we've released, I feel, from my point of view, are purely educational. There's no satire or sarcasm. This is to be taken seriously, and it's to educate people.
Okay. Fair.
Okay. Let's start off with ATL.
Oh, it's advertising based out of Atlanta, Georgia, in the United States.
Okay. Now the real definition.
Above the line.
Above the line.
Line of cocaine.
So above the line, what are we talking here? We're talking billboards, mainstream media, basically. Easy.
Billboards, TV, stuff that I think was done in the 70s, and they were like, this is what advertising is. And then people started adding more shit, and they were like, no, this shit is not our shit. This is other shit. Digital isn't above the line. In-store is not above the line. There's a line, there's some segregation, there's separation. It's like net blancas. It's like, we're above the line. Don't fuck up our shit. We're superior. And I like above the line. I'll be honest with you. It's my favorite.
So
yeah, it's
I wonder
traditional advertising.
Traditional. I wonder who coined that term, above the line. Who drew the line? You know, who said, and what were the circumstances? Was that person just like, I don't want to do flyers and direct mailers, so I'm drawing a line here, and all the cuck work will be below this line, and all the cool work will be above the line? Do you think that's where it came from?
I think it was a guy named Paul, probably. I feel like it's a Paul thing to do. I mean, he goes, no. I don't do shit below this. If there's a budget, if there isn't a 2 million rand up budget, I'm not doing it. And somebody was like, can you make a banner? He's like, get the fuck out of here with your banner shit. That's below the line. Here's the line. I'm drawing the line. Anything below this can fuck off.
Okay. So that brings us to the next definition, BTL.
Oh, below the line. AKA below the line. It's all coke based. And below the line means it's the shit that people with egos in advertising won't do. So in store.
Okay. So in store, what is it? Promotions, direct mailers. I think we should go into these terms because people won't know what a direct mailer is. Like back in the day, it's junk mail.
Who are these people? who are these people that don't know these things? Why are they watching this then? If
Okay.
they don't know these things.
It's for
Why are they
education.
even interested? For who? Who cares? Okay,
People-
direct mail.
Okay.
It's when you have a guy who just comes up to you and is like, listen, I want to sleep with you. No strings attached. That's a direct mail.
Got you.
Also, sometimes when someone sends you a piece of communication that goes, hey, we want some of your business. Here's a USB.
Got
like
you.
a document that
Got you.
tells you, hey, look what we can do for your company. There's
Yeah.
lots of different direct mail pieces. Give me some of your best examples of direct mail.
So by
I'm
that,
a blanket.
I actually just want to jump back into that metaphor. So if a direct mail is someone knocking on your door and saying, hey, I want to take you out on a date, then the equivalent of the above the line would be like a guy at a party being the loudest guy there with all the anecdotes and jokes. And then you don't know that you're attracted to him or her yet, right? You're just like,
Oh, okay.
because that's what I got from your analogy. I quite like that.
No, it's quite smart. And he's got like a cool jacket on. He's got like a bright jacket. And he's got like, yeah, he's got all the accoutrement or whatever, like, you know, like bedazzlings and earrings. And he's, what is one of the comedians I like? He died now. Mitch Hedberg. And it's like, you know, he sees this guy with a lot of like face accessories. It's kind of that guy.
So he's above the line.
He's got like, he's above the line. He's above the line. He's the loudest guy in the room. He's the party guy. Yeah, he's got all the jokes. But that doesn't appeal to everyone. He likes the loudest guy.
So ironically, people who do above the line work aren't above taking a line.
Yes, mostly.
And people who are below the line, they would probably just drink tea or coffee.
Exactly. Maybe a little whiskey.
Coffee might be a bit too extreme for them. Gloria in design. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you'll sense a bit of a theme. So we're doing traditional media first. So the next one is DTP/DTP operator.
Disturbing the peace. Ludicrous. There are guys who disturb your peace when you're just trying to get your fucking billboard done, and they go, "This image isn't high res enough," or "It's RGB, it needs to be CMYK," or "Fuck you, I'll do it when I'm done playing Call of Duty."
Also known as a desktop publisher.
That's also true.
Yeah.
Who now ironically work on laptops.
Do you think DTP artists are down to publish? They're probably DTP. Sorry. I just threw a little bit of a dad joke in there. Okay, so DTP operator basically is the finishing artist, the guy who gets everything print ready.
Yeah, it's a shame. Like, I know I was giving them shit, but like I've worked with some really cool DTP guys in my time. So they're like the unsung heroes, a little bit like traffic. DTP, you never see them or hear from them, but like when DTP doesn't do their job, people know. So I also like traffic. It's like one of those, it's like department that doesn't get all the glory and shine, but if they fuck up, like if something goes wrong at DTP, ooh.
Surely their names feature on the awards, like if they win a jury or something, it's like best campaign and then. Okay,
I've never put a DTP.
So moving on. Okay, sticking with the DTP theme and ATL, BTL, I've got DPS.
Huh?
DPS.
Oh, DPS.
Yeah.
Oh, it's when there's two men and one lady, and they having what's I think termed double penetration sex.
No, I think you
confused. Fun for 2 out of 3 people. It's fun for 2 out of 3 participants. I think
you're thinking of the Arc de Triomphe.
The Jacque de Triomphe.
The Jacque de Triomphe. No, the Arc de Triomphe is when you have 2 females and they're doing Oprah hands like this. And then 2 guys are butt to butt and they're going down on the 2 females with their hands like this. They're doing Oprah hands. Like that's Arc de Triomphe.
The guys are butt to butt.
Yeah. Yeah.
The guys are butt to butt and then they going down on the legs, but the 2 are they forming like a triangle or is it quite like a straight structure?
Arc de Triomphe. Do you know the Arc de Triomphe goes like this?
Yeah, I've seen.
Yeah. So that's the
It's
move.
quite
So it's
straight.
like that, and then it's like that.
Not like this on the board.
Yeah. So like that, and then like that. Yeah. But
I don't
anyway,
understand why it's a butt to butt. Could they not just go side to side? So some guy could come in like sort of a yin yang situation. I assume these guys are like multiracial, and one guy could come in from this side, and one guy could come in from this side, and then they wouldn't have to be butt to butt. Because like, I don't know, man. I'm not that kind of guy in a sexual act that wants to be cheek to cheek with another man. But who am I to judge someone's cheek to cheekness? It's not for me.
I just watched an episode
Like,
of Broad City, man.
Okay, let's
Okay,
walk
moving
down
on.
this road quick.
DP,
No. But if it's you, would it just make more sense if we were back to back, right? But then your head is this way and my head is this way, so we don't interact, and like I don't have to hear your like onomatopoeia. Do you know what I mean? Like you doing your thing, I'm doing my thing. We're still mates.
Yeah.
We're back to back, supporting each other. But I don't want to be as involved in your situation as you should be in mine. I feel like we should still keep them quite separate, regardless of, you know, the instances of like the friendship or whether these ladies or whoever are friends or not. Like I think you and I need to separate our sessions.
I mean, I don't know why you brought like us into this analogy. Like you could have used anyone else, but in this.
If there's anyone I would go back to back with, man, it would be you.
Okay, cool. Okay.
That's the highest like player person.
So DPS does not stand for double penetration sex. It stands for double page spread, which also now that I said sounds kind of rude. Yeah.
But sometimes a DPS could be sensible. Sometimes you could have page 7 and page 9. And it's still DPS, but this one's page 7 is related to page 3 on the other side, and this one's related to page 14. But somehow they still make a DPS.
Which brings me to the next definition, pagination.
This is a word I've seen on documents, and I think it's just when you put the numbers on the page, right? Or what is pagination?
Pagination is when you correlate exactly what you're saying. So because something would be, here's another term, saddle stitched, right? That's when you have like basically two staples or it's sewn down the middle. When you put the double page spread, that's one sheet of paper. Are you getting bored?
Okay.
You're getting bored. So anyways, so that's a DPS. And pagination is just correlating the numbers so that it coincides with what you're reading and it makes sense. Anyways, I feel like we're not making these definitions any clearer, but anyways, we're going to move on.
I work in this industry.
Okay. Tell me what a Sherpa is.
It's a person who guides you up a mountain, but doesn't get any credit for it. So like, what's his name? Tenge. What's the name? Norwing Tenge. I'm saying this fucked up. Tenge, right?
Yeah.
They Sherpa. Who's the guy that climbed Mount Everest first, right? Oh, why is Brazier 6 feet? What the fuck? Who's the guy that climbed up Mount Everest first? It was Norwing Tenge or something. If anyone's watching this, please tell me because I don't know.
Okay.
But he is Sherpa never got any love. And he
actually made it to the peak of
Tenzing Norgay. So it was Edmund Hillary was the first person up the mountain, but his Sherpa was Tenzing Norgay, who'd never got, you know, the real, you know, credits.
mission.
Edmund was the guy, but Tenzing was carrying all these bags. So Edmund was like, oh, look at what I've done. Look at what I've discovered. And Tenzing was like, this motherfucker. I've been up this mountain like 26 times in the last 6 months. Fuck this guy. That's what happened. But Tenzing Norgay, sorry I fucked up your name, Tenzing and his family. But he was the first guy up the fucking mountain. Fuck Edmund Hillary. Yeah. That's how
I prefer it if you'd call him by his true name, Sir Edmund Hillary. His true title. So now, can you tell me what a Sherpa is?
I feel like I was very clear in my definition. It's also a piece of like a nice piece of paper that's you print your final color, like to get a real like idea of what the color and final resolution image will look like. You print it on Sherpa, which is like a really nice stock gloss paper or matte. I think that's what you're referring to.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Yes. So if you want to, So like our printers won't cut it. So what we'll do is we'll send it off to really nice printer. I don't know what's out there now. Beat, does Beat still exist? You send it to like a really cool, and then they do like a high quality digital print. And then they give you what's called a Sherpa, and that is to guide you with your artwork. So a Sherpa guides sheep or whatever, humans up a mountain. And a Sherpa in ad speak is the piece of paper that guides you towards good colors and a true reflection of what the final artwork's going to look like.
They're also an ethnic group, I've just found out.
Sherpa.
They're Nepalese people. Yeah.
Okay, great. So a guide. Let's say a guide.
Also soft and fluffy knit fabric. But yes, let's say a guide.
Okay. So Sherpa, aka a proof.
And there's also an agency in Cape Town named Sherpa that I've just found out. But anyways, let's move on.
So proof. This is another name for it. Let's go into bleed.
Oh, I mean, I feel like we've gone into it for at least 16 weeks.
Okay. It's a podcast about advertising and more.
With these two wonderful guys who sometimes go back to back.
Great. Let's move on. What about DBoss?
All I know is emboss.
Okay.
DBoss is the opposite of emboss. So an emboss is when you like effectively take a piece of paper and you push whatever, like let's say it's a word, and you push that word into the piece of paper and it indents into the piece of paper, and then you can like faintly make out that word depending on how deep the embossing is. So deboss, I assume, is pushing the paper towards the viewer as opposed to pushing it away. Am I wrong? Because I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great explanation. I thought you were going to say deboss is like when your boss stands down. You like goes.
Oh, dick boss. Like, oh, this is a dick boss. Oh, this is what I actually really meant. But am I right now? Because I don't even know if deboss is.
You're correct. So a deboss is an imprint and an emboss is an outprint. Impression.
The other way around.
Or could be, I don't know.
Emboss.
Maybe.
Emboss would be something you push in.
Yes.
And deboss would be something you push out.
Yes. Correct. Okay. Let's talk about let's go into a bit of digital. So let's go. Well, this next term is digital and print, but let's go for DPI. No double penetration jokes. Okay.
No, I'm doing the right thing. Dots per inch.
Okay. What is dots per inch?
So when you have herpes,
oh God.
you measure DPI by how many little red dots are on per inch of phallus.
Okay.
So that's how you know the resolution of your disease.
Okay.
So how many dots you have per inch of.
So if you have 300 DPI, does that mean you're very high?
You are not to be fucked with, and you should go consult your physician immediately for a shot of penicillin.
Okay.
Or something.
Okay.
Another way to look at it is it's a pretty high resolution image, because you can get 600 dots, you can get 1200 dots per inch. I mean, the possibilities are infinite, but for the most part, 300 DPI is a pretty good resolution image that can be blown up to billboard size without pixelating too badly.
Okay.
So you want to at least go to the DPI. But for digital, you don't need such a high DPI. 72 is fine because most banners and shit, like file size is under 70 kilobytes?
Yeah.
Which is pretty low res. So
Okay.
72 DPI is usually good for digital, but 300 is good for the above the line print, right? You don't need 300.
So if you had a 72 DPI image, would you consult your physician? Or would you wait until it got to 300 DPI?
I would wait till it got to 300. 72, you can still get away with it with a little bit of what I like to call base, which is a makeup thing. And if you cover it up just right, nobody will know.
Base is also a hip hop thing, bro. So here we go. Next term, we've got, let's go into some of the roles because I feel like people won't really know what an art director is, for instance. We've
Oh.
spoken about art directors in the past. I mean, you yourself are an art director.
More or less. Art directors are the sung heroes of the advertising world. I wouldn't say unsung. They're the guys who make sure shit looks cool. Also designers, but I think art directors are a little bit more involved with, you know, the above the line stuff like TV and that sort of thing. So you can get an art director on set who like make sure whatever's in the frame of your, you know, whatever you're shooting looks good. So he moves pot plants around if you're shooting a kitchen scene or whatever it is. You get an art director on set, but you also get an art director, agency art director, who in the same way kind of envisions what the final product would look like. So if you're shooting a TV ad, he'll go, oh, there's a mom in the kitchen and there's a dad and there's a kid and there's like a pot plant and there's like a drawing on the refrigerator and that sort of thing. And he like makes he like kind of, what's the word, scamps, which is a term we'll talk about just now. But he kind of envisions what everything will look like, whether it's a billboard or a TV ad or whatever. And then they have actual art directors when you shoot a TV ad or when you do photography that kind of make his vision come alive. And I mean, you know, if he or she can also art direct on set, but it's just the person who's in charge of the visuals for any sort of advertising communication.
Okay. So they direct art, we could just say.
Yeah, I could have just said that. That was a long explanation for a very short thing.
Art directors,
Or
they're also responsible for conceptualizing, and they would usually conceptualize with a copywriter. What is a copywriter?
Someone who takes all the credit from the art directors. Jokes. Love copywriters. Copywriters are I guess it's the yin to the yang, right? They're the guys who are in charge of the words and how things sound and the definitions and the rationales and making, you know, succinct lines and giving power to words. And they're the wizards of wordplay and that sort of thing. And also are seen as the more conceptual, you know, members of the group. If there was like, it was a Paul and George situation, copywriters would be seen as the Paul. I feel like Paul. Why am I saying Paul a lot today?
When you say,
to all the Paul.
when you say yin to the yang, do you mean in an Arc de Triomphe situation?
Yes,
Okay. So copywriter. So you say, I think copywriters are traditionally, like if you go back to Mad Men days, I think they were more hotshot than like the art director. You know?
Yeah, the art director kind of worked in the basement and like, you know, put like the images together for the copywriter, and they weren't as seen as conceptual. And I think that like that misrepresentation has carried on throughout the ages. I think, art directors are like very conceptual, but also they think in pictures.
Yeah.
Whereas copywriters think in words, and copywriters are just inherently, for the most part, I've had copywriters that aren't great at explaining themselves, but like for the most part, copywriters are better at articulating the ideas, whereas art directors are better at showing what it will look like.
Yeah.
And that's kind of usually the case. But you get copywriters who can art direct and vice versa. Yeah. So those lines aren't as, you know, structured, or those disciplines aren't as, you know, they're a little bit more malleable than I think people realize.
Okay.
I've written lines, I've had writers improve my art direction. Do you know what I mean? It just depends.
Yeah.
If you're creative, you can do both usually. And good creative directors should be able to art direct as well as write some lines, I think.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, so the next one will be a bit contentious because in the previous episode, they came under a bit of fire, especially from me. And that's the strat planner or the strategist. And just to clarify, I think I gave them so much heat in the previous episode because I'm jealous. Absolutely. You know, I'm jealous of their job opportunities, the salary, the fact that they can like just hand over stuff and then walk away and then take credit when, okay, now it's getting bitter. But yeah, I think it stems from jealousy. But anyways,
Pretty
what is a strat planner and what is a strategist? Strategists prefer to be called strat planners, if I'm not mistaken. I once got a bit of shit for calling a strat planner a strategist. So any strat planners out there, tell me if you're touchy or not touchy about it. So yeah, go ahead. Okay.
Some great stuff.
Okay.
I feel like they invested way more time than creative, which I never fucking understood. Because the final product. Okay, here's the thing, right? Here's an example. Maybe this is a shit example. Here we go. So if you're responsible for making a pizza. Maybe it's a shit example, but like, and the strategist is in charge of like the toppings and the cheese and all that stuff, right? They can fucking.
They bought the ingredients as well.
They bought the ingredients. Did they buy the ingredients? Did client not buy the ingredients? And strategy takes the cheese.
Client gave them the list. Client gave them the list of groceries. They went to the.
They went to the shop. They went to the spa. They got the mozzarella. They got the tomato base or whatever the fuck. They got the artichokes and
basil,
whatever the fuck else, pepperoni, basil, whatever the fuck. And they take so long to put these things on the fucking pizza. They don't even roll the dough.
On the conveyor belt.
And they like sprinkle the cheese and they put the basil and whatever. And then 5 minutes before we have to get it to the fucking people who are hungry, they go, here, creative, and creative quickly puts in the oven and hopes for the best. Do you know what I mean? And if it's like undercooked or whatever, it's the creative's fault. Why is the cheese not melted? Oh, because you gave me fucking 2 minutes to put it in the fucking oven. Do you know what I mean? That's my gripe.
No. So I agree with that, but I think they're also taking their time to put the products on the conveyor belts. They're forgetting, is this the right brand of mozzarella? Should I get buffalo or should I get, fior di latte? And they're busy like mulling over these ideas. Then it's kind of like they're not actually even putting the stuff on the pizza. So they like put the stuff on the pizza and then they'll like look at us. I don't know if you're putting that pepperoni on it correctly. That's what I feel like. And then you, the one who's doing iterations of this fucking margarita. And then the phase where it's like, okay.
Put it in the oven.
Yeah. I don't know if that gives a clearer idea of what a strat plan is. I don't think we're any closer.
I don't know if that helps us dig us out of the fucking hole we created last week with your strategy rant.
Okay. So listen, I mean, my intention was not to put myself in better standing with strategists. I just wanted to explain myself, and it stems from jealousy. So the fault's not with them. I need to do some work on myself to be more accepting, or maybe I should convert to a strat planner.
Okay.
So yeah.
So I'm getting these calls. Can we pause for 1 second?
So we managed to we'll end it now actually. We managed to get to number 15, strat planner. Maybe we continue next week. Continue with your art direction. Thanks for joining. Okay, cool. Should I pause quick?
I know you've hated me for some time now.